Say what?
Don't you
Oh, yeah.
acknowledge his her. It'll be all right. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Good evening. Could you please give me a thumbs up if you could hear this? Thanks, Ann. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Can I see your agenda real quick?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Steve Reeder. Commissioner Marty Scout. Present. Commissioner Regina Basinger. Absent. Chairman Tamja Williams. Present. Advisors. Daniel Torres. Absent. Jessica Sauce. Present. Carol Pauley. Here. Cheryl Hancock. Here. Beverly Butler. Present. Council Liaison Jimmy Green.
Present.
And City Clerk Carissa Presty. Present. Thank you. May I get a motion to approve the minutes? From the Wednesday, January 16th meeting, sorry. Steve Reeder moved, Marty seconds, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Old business, discussion and update on calendar of events. The calendar events are now posted on the City of Tombstone website, as well as the Discover Tombstones. There should be a direct link, so all events should be on the board. Did a really good job of putting that on our main page. So as everything comes in, we are updating as they come in. Thank you.
Do you want to add minor dates to that?
Yes, because they're annual events. Yep. And if you guys can please turn on your mics and talk to them so we can get it for record. Yes. And just to, for the meeting's sake, Advisor Daniel Torres is present. Yes. Thank you. Moving on, discussion and update on the Day of the Cowboy event.
I think Jimmy has a lot more going on than I do, but we've got some good things coming up. I have been back and forth with Michael Bean. I can, excuse me, I can get him to come for It's the same weekend as the 40th anniversary or 30th anniversary or something of the aliens, and they're doing a thing in San Diego, so he wants to go to that. But we're working on getting him. I'm still working on Buck Taylor. I haven't gotten a response from him yet, neither yes or no. And I'll have to wait till he gets back from Fort Worth, which will be next week. Jimmy, you want to tell them what you've got going? Because it sounds pretty exciting to me.
Okay, we got some events that we're planning. We're going to do like everything cowboyish throughout the town. And we're going to try to concentrate on doing some little ranch rodeo style stuff for kids and adults that want to participate, where we will have branding. And we're not going to have cows or calves or anything. We'll just have a piece of leather out there. But we're not going to do the hot hour branding. It'll be the power branding that they do. And then I've got someone that's going to donate some cattle heads and hay bales and ropes. We can do the roping and working on a potential bucking bull. Just a 55-gallon drum like a practice one. We're not going to have it elevated into a tree or people get thrown off or stuff like that. It'll be very safe. But we're working on some things like that. And then we've also got a music concert lined up. We've already locked in Grady Seals, who used to be the front man for Little Texas. So him and his band will come down here and they're going to do a concert. And they're actually going to spend 2 days in town interacting with town folks and everything. So that's pretty exciting there.
And then we have the dinner on Friday night. That's pretty well locked down. I just don't know what the menu's going to be yet, but we've got the new Tombstone Hotel. What's it? In history, yeah. So I've got to go put a deposit down at the end of this week and we'll have that locked up.
I haven't had a chance to get with Jimmy because of the film festival, but I have been in touch with Forrest Smith's agency that handles his bookings. And after the meeting, I'd like to touch base with Jimmy and tell him what I have found out.
When you say his bookings, who are you talking about?
Well, I was trying to get him here.
Who's him?
Pardon me?
Who is him?
Forrest Smith.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't say
I didn't
that.
understand.
Okay. But I'd like to get with Jimmy and then I'll update him on what I've been told so far, or I'll wait for Marty's meeting at Day of the Cowboy.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, ma'am? No? Okay. All right, moving on to new business. We have a presentation. Yes.
For the sake of the recording, can I ask that you speak loudly and clearly into the microphone? Thank you.
Thank you. We now have a presentation for a potential event coming to Tombstone that Mr. Matthew Romero is going to share with us. So thank you all for coming and seeing what we're trying to bring to Tombstone. Mr. Romero, if you'd like to step up. You'll have to speak into the microphone on the podium.
Okay, back here.
Yep.
Sorry.
1, 2. All right, I want to start with saying thank you guys for your time and effort and allowing me to be here today with you guys. We appreciate the opportunity to present this to you guys. We were greeted by Tombstone through a conversation, and like I said, you guys have welcomed us, so we want to present to you what we have here. Long story short, I can talk for hours, but I'll try to make this as fast as I can and not get too excited. No reason to put a straight face and act serious. So, long story short, I'm a 4th generation Romero family of Southern Arizona. My great-grandpa ran cattle with the Arlo Cattle Company with Mr. Green in Machuca City when they were moving cattle back in the 50s. I personally ride an iron horse, so we come from a family of riding horses and being of Southern Arizona. I have over 10 years of promoting motorcycle events in Southern Arizona. We created the Howling Crowd, and my father-in-law got cancer, so we took a break on that, and we came back with the Proud Motorcycle Show. Prior to that, I have done car shows in Bisbee. I used to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, and did several other smaller events in the Bisbee area. Today, what we're going to present to you is our newest idea. Like I said, we are myself, my wife, and my team. We created the House Proud. We have the Proud, and now we are presenting to you Live to Ride motorcycle event. So, we're going to start with showing you the presentation, and we're here to, go ahead. Why we're here? We're here to introduce to you the Live to Ride motorcycle event. We're here to explain to you how it aligns with Tombstone's character, outline community and economic benefits, and back again, we want to review our safety plans and our road closure requests. Like I mentioned, the name of the event is Live to Ride. We chose Live to Ride because as a motorcycle enthusiast, that's a standard. Live to Ride is open to all genres of motorcyclists. We're not just looking for one type. The event dates that we're shooting for are the 2nd through the 4th of October. We did keep in mind the events that you guys are holding in Tombstone throughout the year, and we made sure to pick an event weekend that we could utilize the whole town and not be have any issues with any events that you guys are putting on through the year. Like it says, duration is Friday through Sunday. We are here to celebrate freedom, heritage, and community. It's about blending motorcycle culture and the old Western history. Designed to complement, not disrupt the town's identity, and what we say by that is, back again, as you'll see in our presentation, we do not plan to take any of Allen Street. We respect what the City of Tombstone has done by having the wagons and the horses. We're here to play cowboys. We are not cowboys. So we want to respect that. Back again, you'll see in the presentation, we are asking for the side streets because we are not here to, like I said, take away from Tombstone. We're here to be a part of Tombstone. Like I mentioned earlier, we say we're a family-friendly event of all ages, and the reason why is me and my wife, we've been married for 16 years. We have 2 teenagers. I have a 16-year-old daughter. Thank you. 14-year-old son. And back again, when we create events, we have it be 18 and years. Anybody 18 and younger get in for free because it's about the next generation. I'll give you a quick briefing without going into too many details. Long story short, I joined the Sierra Vista School District a couple years back to be a teacher's aide. My end goal is to be the automotive teacher at the high school when Mr. Wolf retires. I still have 2 more years till that will happen. So when I say that it's a family-friendly event, my intentions are to grow the next generation of like-minded motorcycle enthusiasts. Like it says, we have on-site leadership. When we say that, it is my wife, myself, and a team of family, friends, and experienced people in motorcycle events work together. We do meetings prior to events. We go over any details, and we do meet 2 weeks prior to all our events and go over the layout. We plan to really have a good time, guys. We plan to do scenic rides through historic Route 80. I helped create the routes for the Antique Motorcycle Association this last April. Antique Motorcycle Association had their national ride in Arizona, and what that is they brought over 150 riders from across the nation to ride in Arizona. Well, the Phoenix chapter felt that Southern Arizona was the best highways to bring all these people from across the country. Due to my experience in vintage motorcycle repair and being in the community, they reached out to me directly, and I helped them pick the routes for the 3-day motorcycle event for the Antique Motorcycle Association. We picked Gleason. We definitely went through Tombstone. So when I say historic route, you guys already know, but as in the motorcycle community, these roads are very nice. We plan to have live music and a lot of entertainment. Local vendors and food options. We understand that the town does have a lot of restaurants, but we are planning to bring enough people to this town that we want it where we have more options, and then this way we're not overwhelming any of the restaurants. restaurants or any other places close by with having any delays on our foods and stuff. So we plan to bring food vendors from the local community. We initially plan to reach out to our local vendors and then go from there. At the bottom it says we have partnerships with Tombstone businesses and attractions. What I say by that is I'll give more description as this goes, but we plan to work directly with our businesses here in Tombstone. And when I say our, it's because I'm from Southern Arizona. We hope to, what we plan to do is like a wristband, but it would be a key, a skeleton key, and we hope that the businesses that want to work with us, whatever discounts that they want to offer or anything to that sort towards the event, that we ask that our patrons just show the key, and that whichever businesses wants to work with them, they can offer whatever discounts they have. So we would like to, after this, walk the town and find out what businesses want to work with us on offering any discounts on hotel rooms, restaurants, and any of the jewelry stores and that type of thing. Like I mentioned earlier, I have over 10 years of producing motorcycle events in Southern Arizona. We created the Howlin' Crowd. The reason we created the Howlin' Crowd, it was we are motorcycle enthusiasts. I am not affiliated with motorcycle clubs. Back again, enthusiasts, we ride vintage and choppers. We created the show with a handshake and a thank you. Like I mentioned earlier, we did it for 5 years up at the city park. My father-in-law got cancer, and I decided that I needed to focus on my family. So we took a break. It worked out well because that's right when COVID hit. We came back with the crowd, but the intentions there was to just create a show back again built on a handshake and good vibes. We did the Prow for 5 years, and we did the Howlin' Prow for 5 years, and we did the Prow for 4 years. We never offered anything over the top. We never tried to con our patrons to keep coming back with some gimmick. They kept coming back because of the vibe and the attitude. History of the event, like we mentioned, we have a strong attendance. When I say strong attendance, we have a lot of people that come in from across the country. The reason that we feel that Tombstone would work well is because of the hotels and the RV accommodations. We created a campsite in Bisbee because we sold out the hotels months prior to the event. So we did a camp out at the Thirsty Lizard. That grew into the point where people were asking to bring RVs, but that was not set up for RV accommodation. RVs because we had people literally coming from across the country. We do plan to work directly with law enforcement and city officials. We are about safety. I have over 7 years of sobriety from alcohol, and that was just because I chose to. I've already personally reached out to Mark Daniels to let him know what we had planned to do here. Obviously, I need your guys' approval before we move forward with any more. But the intentions behind that was to let law enforcement know what we're doing and work in conjunction with them. We plan to bring a good amount of motorcyclists from across the country in our local Arizona area, that we want to not make this any harder on our law enforcement and any city officials in the surrounding areas. Like I mentioned earlier, we will plan to do it here as well, is we plan to increase all hotel occupancy. That's another reason why we enjoy Tombstone. We can have everybody that we plan to bring here stay here. Higher restaurant retail traffic. Like I mentioned earlier, out-of-town visitors is our main goal. The Proud has had people from Germany. We have magazine features in Japan. And like I said, we have a lot of people that come from across the United States and back east. Another reason we picked October is, as you all know, the weather is still nice in Arizona, but freezing everywhere else. And back again with the long-term tourism exposure. We've seen it in the past, and we've had businesses in Bisbee mention it themselves. They've had patrons that came to Bisbee for the Prow and came back to Bisbee after the Prow, mentioned that their initial visit to Bisbee was because of the Prow, and they liked the area and came back. So when we say long-term tourism, we are hoping that we can help what you guys have already created here. We understand that Tombstone is something that you can say anywhere across the country, anywhere across the world, and people will know it. And that's not from our help. So we're aware that you guys have already created a tourism location here. We just want to help increase that. Like I mentioned earlier, we plan to work directly with your city officials, law enforcement. I did speak to your marshal just the other day. He did mention that he did work in the city of Bisbee when we did that show, and he liked how we worked with law enforcement. I did have a first-hand relationship with the police chief of Bisbee. I did help boots on the ground the day of the event with any incidents that we did have. And when I say incidents, we had someone that got dehydrated, and I had to move a few motorcycles without asking for anyone's permission to make sure that we can get emergency vehicles where we need it. Like I said, we are here to work with local ordinances, safety requirements, and back again, we're here to preserve Tombstone. We're not here to ruin it. All right, guys, so this is where it gets pretty fun. Like I mentioned earlier, I know that if you're looking at this at first, you're saying, wow, he sure is planning to take up a lot. Well, we are planning to bring a lot of people. So what our intentions are to take 4th Street between Allen Street and Highway 80, have that for closed through traffic, 5th Street between Tough Nut and Fremont, and closed for through traffic as well. My wife and myself, like I said, we are locals of the area. We've been to Tombstone several times. In the last 7 weeks, we've come down here several times and watched how the wagon and horses do their routes and just kind of walk the streets and try to determine what would work best for the type of event that we're trying to create, and still work with the city when it comes to flow and parking. We plan to maintain wagon access and historic operations while allowing for emergency vehicles if necessary. And what I say by that is you'll see that we do have the roads completely covered in a complete color, but we do not plan to take up the middle section of the road. That will be open for through traffic. We do plan to put barriers on each end, and the reason we want the barriers is to only allow motorcycle traffic. This way we're not causing a confusion when a car gets in that area. But those barriers will be moved as needed if emergency vehicles need to get in. I have over 20 walkie-talkies that we have with our teammates, and I am the main communication through the whole event. So when those type of things come up, people will radio me. If I am not close to what needs to be moved, I will radio to someone that is, and we'll have it moved as needed. At all times of the event, I am available. I am not here to hang out. I'm here to make sure that this flows and works. So long story short, whatever I'm doing will be stopped to help where I need to help on making sure that we are working with emergency vehicles if needed and help with any closures. If you guys are seeing in the photos, like I mentioned, we don't plan to close the center of the road, so that will allow through traffic. The purple that you're seeing over here at the ballpark, what we're planning to do there is we've already scheduled, and like I said, we are just still hoping that we have this approved, but we are planning to bring the Wall of Death, which is an attraction, a motorcycle attraction, and we're hoping to have that there at the park. We built this time frame of the event in coordination with Tammy and Tombstone, and in coordination with the Wall of Death. That was a weekend that they told us in their travels of being across the nation, they're going to be done with Sturgis, that they can find a way to get back over here and have that as an entertainment. So we plan to have the Wall of Death there going Friday and Saturday, and then later in the night have live music in that area. We plan to have food vendors. As you can see in the green, that is overflow parking. Our intentions are anybody that's not entering what we would say the categories of vintage and choppers. All motorcycle parking we're hoping to keep in that area. This is the way we're not taking up all the other section of Fremont, which would be on the north end of Fremont. So we're asking for that for overflow parking and to keep the flow of the event starting at the park and making it all the way down to the OK Corral. We're hoping, and like I said, everything is built on hope and faith. Our intentions are, because Harley-Davidson is already a staple of Tombstone, our intentions from the relationships we've made in the past with people that get paid to work with Harley-Davidson, We're hoping to ask them to bring their demo trucks and park them there and have that be somewhat of a Harley-Davidson corner. My promotion there, like I said, is Harley-Davidson is already a staple at Tombstone. They might as well come down and join the party. Vintage and choppers, that's where we plan to park vintage and choppers on that side street. The next row you see would be performance. So that would be for the motorcycles that are more of the modern motorcycles. And then down at the bottom, that is where Four Deuces is. We're hoping to call that Vicla Cantina. When I say Vicla, that's the Mexican version of calling it somewhat of a custom motorcycle. I am Hispanic myself, and like I said, we are not here to segregate against anyone. That's why we are asking for all side streets for the different categories of motorcycles. Back again, the prow show, the reason this is not the prow, and we're not moving the prow to Tombstone, is the prow was a vintage and chopper show. What we're planning to do here is a lot bigger, and that's why we're asking for the side streets, and that's why there's several different categories. Anybody that knows what we've created in Bisbee knows that that's a vintage and chopper. Everyone's welcome. But what was on display there was vintage and choppers. Here, we're telling everybody, if you ride 2 wheels, 3 wheels, and it's custom, we'll find somewhere to put you. So back again, the Viclas is down there by Four Deuces, so we're hoping to have a flow of motorcycles there. Performance on the other one, and the intentions here are to keep a consistent flow of people walking Allen Street and checking out all the merchants. Between the bars, the food, the jewelry stores, and anything they can get that says Tombstone on it. And as you can see, what my wife is trying to point out there in that other section there, we understand that that is a very popular parking lot. But the way we're designing the show, the reason we're asking for that parking lot is for our vendors. We're asking our vendors that aren't familiar with the area that we have a designated area for them. We're keeping that to our vendors as well, so then we're not having a flow of other vehicles coming and going inside of that parking lot and causing any issue where we have our overflow parking in green. So technically the vehicles that will be parked there, they should be parked there from Friday all the way to Sunday. So, yes, we understand that's a big parking lot, but we're just trying to make it easier for the people that we're asking to come and attend the event when it comes to doing a vendor booth. With our road closures, back again, we want to make sure that pedestrians are safe. Like I said, this is a family-friendly event, so we're aware that we will have kids walking around. The whole plan behind it is to reduce the parking congestion. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have a lot of parking on the right side or the north side of Fremont, and then everything on the back side of Tough Nut. We're only asking for the side streets and hoping that everybody else can park on all the open availabilities. Back again, the road closures are going into Saturday evening, Sunday morning to allow riders to have the safety of their motorcycles being parked there overnight. Back again, we are inviting people from out of town. We want them to come to the town, stay in the town, and not be drinking and riding. That's back again, guys. I can go on for hours. The way the crowd was created, it was to come to Bisbee, stay in Bisbee, and don't leave till you got to go home. The whole intention by asking for your side streets is to just keep a consistent party going on in Tombstone and have everyone just stay in Tombstone. Positive experiences for all. Open communication with residents and businesses. Like I mentioned earlier, whenever we can get this scheduled, I'd love to walk the boardwalk and talk to the local businesses and find out how they want to work with us. If they don't, it's fine. We're still going to promote their business. Our intentions here is on our social media to pretty much do walk-arounds showing all the different locations in Tombstone. We are not here to talk about ourselves. We're here to show people what Tombstone has to offer. And back again, here to respect the residents of Tombstone, being that I'm a local of Southern Arizona. I don't like loud music too late at night myself. Working with the city. Back again, we want all our plans approved by the city. After all this, I am planning to answer any questions and concerns. And we want to work with you guys. So whatever adjustments need to be done that we can work together on, we're here to do it. And like I've mentioned 100 times already, It's family friendly and it's family run. Me, my wife, my son now is 14, my daughter's 16. There'll be boots on the ground. In a way, not in a way, I feel that this is a way that I show my kids what's possible. It can go from an idea to being in a magazine across the country, across the world. I never fathomed for what we did to ever grow to that. But back again, we built this on the power of positivity. We say we're professionally organized, even though I'm stumbling over my words, because we communicate. Communication is key in a relationship, in an event, in a business. So, like I said, we're here to communicate with you guys. We want to grow Tombstone. We are not here to create a small event. We are here to be a staple of Tombstone. We want to create a over-decade relationship with you guys, and like I said, work together. Back again, we're here to receive city feedback, any concerns, and continue to collaborate discussions. Back again, guys, I can talk for hours. Thank you for your time. And back again, I am Matthew Tiny Romero of Southern Arizona. Yes, sir.
I have several questions.
Alrighty.
Let me get you a microphone.
You still got your Harley?
Yes, I do. I got two of them now.
Yep.
I just bought a.
I used to work at Harley Davidson. I did parts.
I just bought a Dyna
Okay.
anniversary edition. So, on Allen Street,
Yes, sir.
are you planning on going 3 rows across or edges? You said you were
Edges.
in the middle, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we're just planning. So I don't know if you've been to Bisbee for the problem.
I have.
We plan to just park them on the curb. So technically here we'd just be parking them on each side of the curb.
And then you talk about leaving the bikes overnight. Who's working security?
We plan to work directly with the Christian Motorcycle Association and the Rangers.
Okay.
I can't guarantee how late the Christian Motorcycle Association will be out in the evening. If the Rangers are willing to work into the evening, that would be
Pretty sure they
fantastic.
will, yeah.
Yep.
And then estimated number of bikes?
Attendees, to be honest, we're hoping 2,000 to 4,000.
That's participants.
Participants, motorcycles, 2,000.
Okay.
2,000 to 3,000. So technically, motorcycles should take at least 75% of the foothold in the town. So as you know, we can fit 4 motorcycles to 1 parking spot. And when it comes to the actual vehicles, my intentions are, because we have so many hotels and RV spots, that whatever vehicles do come to attend the event, that those vehicles stay in their parking spots that are designated for the hotels or the RVs.
Okay. Last question I have. I've received some inquiries about this.
Yep.
Outlaw. You got any outlaws coming down normally?
Like I said, I am not a motorcycle. I don't affiliate with clubs. This event, we cannot say colors are not welcome because of the growth we're trying to do. We do not promote directly to them. And like I said, I'm a motorcycle enthusiast.
Yep.
I don't affiliate directly. So no, this is not intended for outlaw clubs at all. This is why we're making it a family-friendly event. It's why we push more of the vintage and choppers, because that is more enthusiasts than people that are in the outlaw scene. So yes, sir, the event is open to everyone, but we do not attend any of the outlaw club events to push our events. If anything, we've made initiative to create our own events and not be in that kind of genre.
Okay, thanks.
Fire, have any questions?
Hi, I'm Anthony with the Fire Marshal. I'm not familiar with the wall of death. Can you explain what that is, just for like safety reasons?
Yep, so the wall of death, the wall of death is a wooden circle that has been going on since the 50s. What it is they create this wooden circle and the motorcycles create enough speed where they end up going sideways on the wall.
It's like a really big barrel.
It's a barrel, it's a wooden barrel, and the motorcycles create so much momentum that they ride up on the wall. They do have their own security to attend these kind of events. Like I said, it's the Ives brothers. They have, like I said, these brothers have been doing it since they were very young. They have their own insurance. So it is a ball up on top. There will be where people can spectate it up on top. There is a metal chain that goes around it, and the people that are in the wall of death make it seem like they're going up there, but don't make it where they go too high up.
As far as your food vendors, are you thinking about food trucks or
Yes.
like tents or something?
No, we're hoping to use more food trucks because they meet the guidelines of Cochise County. I've worked directly with our Cochise County Health. I've actually mentioned to her what we plan to do here, and she said that's October. And I said, yeah, we just want to kind of, our intentions was to ask her if there was any changes to last year's paperwork. So yes, they're food trucks, and it's everybody that works directly with Cochise County's health requirements. So, long story short, I have to turn in a list of what those food vendors, who those food vendors are to her directly, and she makes sure they meet the requirements.
The only thing I've got is, I'd like to be able to keep the fire lanes open if we could.
Yeah.
Especially like down there by the park on 3rd and Allen.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, so like on that, I do have, we've purchased over $1,500 in those orange stand-up cones with the bottoms. And then I have about $6,000 in event barrier fencing for the alcohol, the yellow ones that you have to have for alcohol. I'm willing, back again, to work with you guys on where you think we can put that.
Okay.
I do hope to have local sponsors like K&G and have them bring their big barriers. If we can't use their big barriers to block the road, I plan to use my orange ones or my yellow ones, but we plan to have that kind of relationship with the locals that we have those type of barriers. And then another thing I want to bring up, we do hope to have over 20 porta potties into town, so we're not overrunning bathrooms. We plan to hopefully have about 8 at the park, and then 2 to 3 on each city corner, back again to help that aspect. So it'll be 20 porta potties. I've already talked to my company that I've used in the past and designated that weekend. Back again, I did this just to be able to have something to stand on, even though I know I need your guys' approval on it first.
Do any of the members have any questions or advisors?
You guys have any questions?
I do have one concern. The porta potties, you were talking about putting them on the corner. I don't see them working like on Allen and 5th or Allen and 4th.
Okay.
I see them more down by the other parking lot.
Yeah.
On 6th Street.
Perfect.
And then down in the park.
Okay. Yeah, back again, we don't want to make the town look ugly either. So whatever we can work on that aspect, on what you guys, because you guys know better on the layout of the town. So like on that aspect, we can get together, I can schedule, I'll let you know what day they're coming, or we can just lay out on a map. Hey Matt, I recommend we put them here, and then I'll make sure they get dropped in those areas.
And Matt, you'll be working with Public Works, so we can get together with that.
Okay.
It's past, we'll definitely, we do it for Colorado, we do it for the events where we are basically the point of contact of where they need to drop.
Okay, and then back again, I will be available at all times to an extent. What I mean by an extent is I run a small business called Tiny Vintage Motorcycle Shop. But this right now, if this does get approved, we go knee deep. So I am here to be focused, help out. Back again, you'll see me walk in this town weeks prior to the event, days prior to the event, just to keep communication level up. So yes, I look forward to that. Meeting the Public Works, going over any things, sharing numbers, and any feedback they have on recommendations of the town.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just have one question. Do you guys have a spot or location, or is there going to be a spot with all those bikes for parents? When like a big stallion, you have a location for that, is that going to be on site? Because, you have that many bikes.
Yes, I've already talked to the local motorcycle shop. I work directly with Jeff. Me and him are the only ones that deal with the vintage motorcycles inside Arizona. So I did mention to him that if it was okay with him, I'd like to offer that we have a repair shop in Tombstone. So that's another benefit to the event is we're not just bringing the people here, and I'm not just trying to promote my motorcycle shop, which I'm not because I'm not going to be working it. But I told Jeff, hey man, I'd love for you to have a little more oil, a couple more tires, this way we can accommodate for the travelers. We did that in the past. There's a motorcycle shop in Bisbee called Arizona Thunder. And we actually, what we do is we create a map that we give away with like our wristbands. They give you kind of a layout of the area for people that are traveling. So what we plan to do is show like an overhead view of Tombstone and show kind of key spots of Tombstone, and that would be one of the key spots.
I got one.
Let me get you a microphone. Well, first,
I'll speak up.
no, I need it for the record. Also, is there anybody else, before we go to the public, anybody else has any questions?
Go ahead, Jessica.
Just a minute, just one.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I had missed it or not, but I'm assuming that you're bringing your own liability insurance with this event?
Mandatory. This
Okay, I figured, but I wanted to make sure that.
Yep, we make sure to cover ourselves with our insurance. We usually get up to the $3 million insurance for this type of event. We kind of work with local insurance company, this way they're aware of the surroundings.
Okay. And my other quick question was, or actually suggestion is with an event like this that we do have some sort of like a med kit set up with one of the local hospitals that
Yeah.
have any local issues or.
That'd be great. No, that'd be great. It'd be nice if maybe we can set one up on each corner of the town, being that we plan to have the event up here and then down at the OK Corral. Yeah, if we can work together on getting someone, and then this way we can promote that aspect of it as well.
Just so the advisors know in the committee, no events can happen without insurance, so that's always going to be that.
Do you want to step up to
Yes, sir. Okay. Being here for quite a while and having other motorcycle groups come to town. In the past, we had one group to come here and raise a bunch of hell. Okay. Do you have internal policing yourself?
Yes, sir. We work, like I said, we will be working with the Christian Motorcycle Association. Last year, they gave us about 25 people, and we did, I think, 3 different shifts with so many people on the ground. And then they were in communication with me. Like you mentioned, we're aware that clubs hear about this because of the growth that we plan to do. At all times, we'll be aware of that and busy and make sure to have that security aspect. I got young kids at the event, so we have internal things that we plan in case of any emergencies to make sure on the safety aspect.
Thank you.
So first off, I want to say I'm excited to see a new event in Tombstone. I'm really grateful to that because we need that. But I do have a couple of questions. One is when you're talking about putting the vendors in that parking spot, why not put them down in the city park where you can't park anyway and it allows people to park in that parking area? Because there's very limited parking already in Tombstone, and you get all those bikes and you get all that clogged up area, you don't have a place for people to park. And why not use the city park as part of that? That's just a suggestion. The second question I have actually for you, you talk about it being a family-friendly event. I get that your 14, 16, 17-year-old kid is getting into motorcycles. What are you doing for young children? There's not enough in this town for families that have young kids, so you have something else. And I love the Wall of Death. I've been it, I've seen it, I know people that did it. But what do you have to bring families with young children to come and watch this? Because that's an integral part of this town, is families that are here.
Gotcha. That's a very good point. Back on the big parking lot, we plan to have that where we will have the Wall of Death, so that's why that parking lot will be taken. We plan to put the vendors there so that the Wall of Death isn't the only entertainment over there. But you brought up a good point. We can work with local communities and maybe set up a vendor booth that has kid games, kid-friendly motorcycle games. That's a very good point. That's why I'm here today as well, because we're here to kind of brainstorm. So back again, what if let's talk out loud. We get a couple bicycles. We have kids do some motorcycle games, slow races. I feel that we have enough room in that field over there that if we wanted to designate a certain area for kid games, maybe we can have somebody in the community that can lead that. We are definitely open to something like that. Back on the kid, like you're saying, the little guys, The wall of death is for the little guys to the big guys. But if any of the stores want to have anything that's related to the kids, hey, kids come in, you show your kid, they get a popsicle, and maybe something to that extent. But yes, we will consider doing some kind of kid games if someone wants to participate on helping on that aspect, to make sure that we're getting the real little guys involved. And like I said, I can talk for hours. My big goal is there's a teacher that inspired me when I was in high school. His name is Kevin Teach Bass, B-A-S-S. You can look him up online. He has an automotive class that he turned into a chopper class. When I went to Bisbee High School, I would read the Choppers magazine and thought that was the coolest thing ever. Well, through my ventures and this motorcycle show that I created and telling him what I wanted to do, he came down to the event. I would love to get the local high schools maybe involved to try to kind of put something together and have it on display. I know that's not grade school, but those are just some ideas I had on involving the youth.
Question back
It's not really a question. I just wanted to let you know where my name is Andrew. I own the TS Automotive Repair Shop down a little bit further on Highway 80.
Okay.
I got 20 years of experience when it comes to working on any kind of vehicle, cars, motorcycles, RVs, anything. So I was just wanting to say maybe afterwards you want to see about my shop being part of this.
Okay.
You know, I can, between me and my buddy too, we also have about 10 years of experience working on cars and bikes.
All right.
So, you know, something we can do to help out the event over the weekend as well, just in case the shop, motorcycle shop, you know, kind of overflows for people for their bikes or their cars that are still as well.
Yep. No, so like I said, guys, I know my excitement level wasn't very high at first, but I mean, my plan is to have the whole town involved. I'm a coffee drinker. I was happy to see that there was a coffee shop. I want to go to his coffee shop. I want to go to your guys' shop. That's going on. We have people that will be driving older cars, so you helping with the car aspect is definitely going to be a plus. We want our social media to show the different locations in Tombstone. So like I said on that map, we can get together after the fact. I hope to put kind of like a map together of the whole town, and we can have that key spots. We'll number it 1 through 30. Maybe we can meet together at another community meeting and say whoever wants to be put on that map, just give us a description, what you do, and we'll have that given away. I don't have it with me today, but on our last year down in Bisbee, because we didn't want to just, the event was on Main Street, but everybody stayed over the weekend. I wanted to work with the city, so what we did is we created a 3-page booklet that showed you all the different things going on in Bisbee that were not related to the show. And these were all things I worked directly with, like the Legion, the Cornucopia, to ask them to put these events on after our event ended. So in other words, it was my way of getting people to walk around the town and experience all the other things after our event and show that we're working in conjunction with the city.
Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Noreen Ruff. I am Doc Holiday Saloon. Did I hear you say there's going to be an outdoor beer garden or alcohol garden?
Yes, ma'am. Our intentions are to have an outside beer garden in the park. This way it's in that area.
In the city park?
No, that was
Discover Tombstone.
Discover Tombstone Park.
Okay.
We would be in charge of controlling that. I've got my liquor permits in the past, but we plan to offer alcohol in that area for whoever's looking at the vendors. Obviously, they cannot exit the park or that historic area with their alcohol. That's just so when you're watching the Wall of Death or the band.
Okay.
Our intentions are to have the Wall of Death start later in the evening, Saturday, with the music. So we plan to have people stay in that general area being able to drink out of it.
All right, thank you.
All right, I have a question, a couple of them. If you can let us know what you're going to be doing at the art gallery parking lot on Sunday?
What our intentions are on Sunday at the Art Gallery is, like I mentioned, I work in conjunction with the Antique Motorcycle Association. My goal is to have them lead the rides Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with like a Sunday morning brunch ride to Bisbee. We want to use that parking lot for an Antique Motorcycle Association swap meet. So that would be the Antique Motorcycle Association within themselves getting 4 or 5 people to do the vendor booths. So what that means is we're not gonna have a bunch of random people Sunday morning trying to drive their truck down that street to get in that parking area. The intention behind the swap meet is we want to show people we're not running around Tombstone. We want to let them know that they can stop at the coffee shops, walk and go get breakfast, check out the swap meet. I feel like the swap meet is our kind of soft way of saying goodbye without saying get on your bike and get out of here. So the intentions are to make it a 3-day event with the swap meet, but not make it where we're just continuing into a Sunday afternoon party. And, ma'am, how do you feel about that? About us doing that at the park? Yes, ma'am.
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
It's gonna ruin a few local businesses, but,
No, we don't intend at all. We feel that with the amount of people we bring, that like I said, our intentions are to go to all the local bars, do a 15-second video with you guys.
You said 2,000 people will be fine.
And Matthew, another question, another clarification, so that people know that they have to pay to go into the event, correct?
Yes, ma'am. But what we mean by that is where the wall of death is. So what our intentions are is obviously we can't stop people from walking around. So this is going to be an open event. The key to the city, which is what we'll be selling as a wristband, will get you to see the wall of death. The wall of death will be pretty much the only entertainment you're not going to get for free because of the amount of money that it costs us to get us here. It's half my year's salary. So it's not cheap to get them to go in circles. So our intentions are, yes, you do have to have your key to the city to attend the wall of death, the live music late at night, and to be able to drink in that area. And if we plan to do anything related to any after-hour party things, we would like them to show that. But that key to the city is actually how we're working directly with the city of Tombstone. That is what we're asking them to show the stores, and this is where you guys say, yeah, right on, that gets you 10% off your next t-shirt or 10% off your hotel stay. So yes, you do have to pay, but we will not be stopping anybody to have to pay to access the event.
All right, thank you for that and very detailed presentation. I hope that it answers a lot of questions for the community, so thank you for community members that are here. We will move forward. Discussion and/or action. Approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application for Matthew Romero for Live to Ride event requesting the following. Friday, October 2nd to Sunday, October 4th, 2026. 5th Street between Fremont and Tucknut Street. 3rd Street between Fremont and Allen Street. 4th Street between Fremont and Allen Street. East Allen Street between 6th and 7th Street. 6th and Allen Street parking lots to include the tennis court and outside area. Discover Tombstone Field. Sunday, October 4th, 2026 from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. the Art Gallery parking lot. Approval to recommend to the Common Council. Motion to approve, sorry.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. This will go to City Council next week.
Wow. Thank you. Right on. No, right on, guys. I really appreciate this. I can't express enough. Tombstone makes us feel very welcome. Thank you, guys. I was expecting more arrows.
You gotta push it past the council now.
Yeah.
Still gotta win the council.
No problem.
All right, moving on to letter C, discussion and/or action. Approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from the Tombstone Vigilettes for annual walking bake sale in Historic District, Saturday, February 14th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. May I have a motion to approve?
I would make a motion that we approve.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, carries. Item D, discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from the Lions Club to decorate Shefflin Park for the 250th United States birthday beginning March 1st, 2026. May I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion.
And I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from Arizona Vintage Baseball League for Vintage Baseball Match, requesting the following: Saturday, March 7th, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at Discover Tombstone Field. May I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Moving on. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from Tombstone Forward for annual wine celebration, requesting the following: Friday, April 3rd, 2026 at 8 a.m. to Saturday, April 4th, 2026 at 6 p.m. the Art Gallery parking lot. Setup will be Friday, April 3rd, 2026 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Event and tear down will be Saturday, April 4th, 2026 from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. May I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from Four Deuces for their annual Beers and Balls calf nut fry, requesting the following: Saturday, April 11th, 2026 from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Closure of 3rd Street between Allen Street and Tough Nut Street. Set up at 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. An event and tear down from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. May I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from the Tombstone Vigilettes for the annual Rose Festival, requesting the following: Saturday, April 11th, 2026, Allen Street between 8th Street and 6th Street for parade lineup from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Allen Street between 6th Street and 2nd Street for parade from 10 a.m. to noon or 12 p.m. Allen Street between 4th Street and 5th Street for entertainment from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Shuffling Park from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. for high tea. We have a motion.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
Alright. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Moving on. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from Good Enough Wine for the annual Shuffling Days Donkey Dash, requesting the following: Saturday, April 18th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Allen Street between 5th and 6th Street from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. 5th Street between Tough Nut and Fremont Street. May I have a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Discussion and/or action, approval to recommend to the Common Council to approve special use permit application from Tombstone Forward for Culpeper and Merriweather Circus, requesting the following: Saturday, Tuesday, April, Saturday, okay.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is that the right date? Okay. On the Discover Tombstone Field. May I have a motion?
Absolutely.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, now for roundtable advisory group. Daniel?
back to council to amend it. So, but they do have some pretty good starters that will be coming to Tombstone. I just can't disclose that right now.
And then I guess the other thing I'm just wondering about is any of the past events that we discussed earlier in our earlier meetings. Have you given any thought to bringing back any of these events that we talked about then, or?
So we're talking about the events, but we're not implementing the events. So I brought my event that I talked about, and he provided a presentation to me. Marty's brought her event that she's talked about, and she's working on putting her event on. So if you have an event that you recommended, are you going to head it up and make it happen, or are you going to work with somebody to head it up and make it happen? Okay, that's what we're looking at. Jessica?
So just to touch on what you were saying, I did get an email back from Ramon's team a while back saying that he is doing most of his filming overseas and they are really busy, but they will let us know if something does become available. But we don't know anything else yet, just so that there's no loose end on that. We're just waiting to see what happens. I think the live to ride thing is an awesome idea because it brings big crowds here that's going to bring potential people to fall in love with Tombstone in general. And the whole big things for kids, like we can do a lot of different things that are fairly easy. We can do cornhole, we can do bicycle things, we can do bouncy houses, we can do a lot of different things that are aimed towards kids as well, so that everybody's involved.
Matthew, the city does own 2 bounce houses that we just purchased.
Oh, really?
So if we want to put those,
Offer that? Okay.
For
That
the-
would be good in the park area,
yeah,
and we can have that be one designated area for that.
yeah.
Cool.
Do you have anything else? I don't think so. Okay, Steve?
Well, along with decorating in the park, Lions Club, we're looking at some more activities. I'm not going to disclose what they are right now, but we are working on things and we'll write it up and present it.
Perfect. Jimmy?
Okay, we signed a deal with the Tucson Sugar Skulls, which is the arena football team up there. So we are going to have a Tombstone game, or they will have a Tombstone game, where we will do in their arena, we can set up booths, and for, if we want to discover Tombstone or individual businesses down here, that will all be promoted. The players will wear Tombstone themed jerseys. We're signing a deal with the merchandising right now, and it's also a kid giveaway jersey night that night. Tombstone will be responsible for presenting the game ball. The 4 guys, the Everton Holiday, will walk out and deliver the game ball at kickoff. The halftime show will be provided from one of our groups, maybe like the Vigilantes, a little 5 to 7 minute halftime show. And then once the team gets set, they report to training camp on March 15th. They will be down here to do an outdoor practice, and we'll try to communicate to all the high schools around the area, let coaches and players come and meet them, maybe hang out with them, run passes or routes and things like this. Their dance team will be in town doing photo ops, and then their mascot will be doing a video, which will be played on the Jumbotron the night of the game. He'll be at all businesses, and then the last thing will be he'll be riding the stagecoach, and when he gets out of the stagecoach, he walks right into the arena for the game. So we've got that all squared away. Again, I mentioned we just talked with Brady Seals, who's from Little Texas back in the days. So we've got him all lined up for the weekend of the Cowboy. He will be down here in his band to do a concert for us. 2 more concerts that are on the horizon that we're pursuing. One is with the Nelson twins. It's Ricky Nelson's sons, if you don't know who that is. Back in the 90s, they were the long-haired pop type, but they do more of the Ricky Nelson style tributes now. They will actually be at the end of the month up in Scottsdale. And so I've been talking with the manager. I'm going to go over and meet up with them on that night. The other one, I just got the information today, is from Chauncey Williams. He's a cowboy country sort of partnership with the Loft Cinema up in Tucson about doing the outdoor movies in the park, because they partner up with like the Triangle T Ranch out here and also the Empire Ranch. They already have the pop-up screen, all the audio, and the license for all the movies. So we're still in communications with that, but that's just a few of the things that are coming down the pike.
Okay, so I just wanted to announce that in partnership with Wild West Days, the city was able to obtain the 250th Traveling Museum. That will be here on the Friday of Wild West Days. It will be located on Allen Street between 4th and Fremont from 10 until 6 p.m. So this is very exciting because we're the only ones on Historic Highway 80 that's going to have it, besides Wilcox. Sierra Vista's not even having it, so we are trying to, that week is spring break, I believe, and so we're trying to get, we will be getting flyers to the schools to let them know that we're going to have this traveling museum all around the area in Cochise County. What else here? We also need to find, I'm a point of contact, and I'm trying to find something to do on that street as well, to add to the traveling museum event, whether it be the Wild West Museum or Wild West Days decided that they may be putting out their cupcakes that they were decorating. They have an abundance of cupcakes, so they want to do that. We need to add something to the event for kids or families, so if the committee can come up with any kind of ideas, it would be great to know maybe before the next meeting.
The only thing that I have to add is I'm hoping Friday afternoon to be able to go to all of our stores in the community and what the Tombstone Vigilantes and the Eldorado Board of Directors had come up with to participate with America's 250th is we're going to purchase flagpoles to put on the porches on all of the businesses, even on the side streets. So I'll be talking to businesses probably Friday afternoon and trying to get a count to see how many of those flags we actually need to purchase. And the city in partnership has offered to help us get them installed. The only thing the businesses need to do is put them out in the morning and take them down at night. But it is our hope and intention to build Allen Street as a very, very patriotic picture. When you look down from one end to the other and see a sea of American flags, I visioned it in my head and I got goosebumps. So I hope everybody else feels the same way. So anything from the public, this is your opportunity if you want to say anything, bring anything up, share anything. All right, our next meeting date then?
Tammy Jo.
Yes.
Clarissa, what are your dates for spring break again?
I don't know the spring break, but it's March 13th is what the date is.
I believe at Tombstone Unified is the week of March 9th.
So it's the week after.
Yeah, so Friday the 13th of March, I believe.
The council meeting is the second Tuesday? Yes. Okay, so the first Tuesday is March 3rd. Is that right? For the next meeting? March 3rd, 5:30 here.
Oh, and I saw an advertising, I haven't heard about it, but there's a barn dance on February 28th down at the Monument Ranch. I haven't seen anything else, I just saw a couple flyers out there, but they were coming here. This is on the calendar.
It's on the 28th of February. $15 for your meal, and then you're open to stay at the barn dance. They're gonna do some other things there, I don't know what else our band is playing.
All right, we kind of passed the public, call to the public, but go ahead real quick.
I just wanted to say, I know I'm on the other side,
Get the microphone.
I know I'm down like toward the end of Tombstone on the way out, not really on Allen Street, but I just wanted to ask that at all possible for like events for like the 250th, if there's something I can put in my auto shop, because I still am, the last business that everyone sees exiting town or even entering town from that side. So if we can just put it under consideration, I would love to be a part of anything.
Thank you. Okay. All right, our next meeting is March 3rd, 5:30 here at Shufflin. Motion to adjourn.
make them